There's a free new program to help New Jerseyans who want to open a cannabis business. This is the Issues Watch podcast. Hi, I'm Jeff Kazerman, Vice President of Government Relations at the New Jersey Society of CPAs, and welcome to the Issues Watch podcast. New Jersey's cannabis industry, which is heavily regulated, has had a rocky start, which is typical for most states with legalized marijuana. The licensing process is slow, and many smaller businesses seeking to enter the industry are finding the process bewildering. They often lack the business savvy and experience of working in a heavily regulated industry. One piece of good news is that Governor Murphy recently signed legislation drafted by the NJCPA Cannabis Interest Group that decouples New Jersey from Section 280E of the Internal Revenue Code. This section bans businesses engaged in illegal drug trafficking from deducting business expenses. Now, this may make sense on a federal level. Cannabis is still illegal, but it did not make sense here in New Jersey where it is legal. This decoupling is effective for tax years beginning on and after January 1st, 2023. And more good news, the New Jersey Business Action Center recently launched the Cannabis Training Academy, which will provide no-cost technical assistance, training, and mentorship to recreational cannabis license applicants who meet certain qualifications. With us to talk about the Academy is NJBAC's Deputy Executive Director, Penny Wild. Penny has more than 30 years of strategic expertise working with businesses and associations to improve performance, profitability, and communications. In her role as Deputy Executive Director, she educates small, mid-sized, and large businesses about government tools and resources and how to access them. Welcome, Penny.
Thank you, Jeff. Great to be here today.
Good to have you. So tell us about the new Cannabis Trading Academy, and let's start with who's eligible to participate.
Sure. So it is in development right now, and the folks that will be eligible to participate in the what we're going to be doing, first of all, is just helping applicants going through the licensing process to get their license through the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission. So this is a social equity program, and it's going to be open to people that are in the social equity, impact zone, legacy, diverse owned micro business categories. And you must be a New Jersey resident and 21 or over.
Oh, okay. So why did New Jersey decide to do this program, to launch the Academy?
Sure. Well, because the promise has been to help people that have especially been disenfranchised during the war on drugs and marginalized, and they didn't have the resources to be able to start a business, grow a business, and there's so much. This is a highly regulated industry, and it's going to continue to be that. And so we wanted to provide the resources, especially because starting a business in any business is difficult, but this one is extremely regulated, and it's very expensive for some people to go through the process. So we want to make sure, equity has been at the front of the cannabis industry in New Jersey. And so we want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to be able to go through the application process and get some assistance to be able to do that. So that's what we're going to be doing in this academy, is really helping people side by side know how to get through the application process and all of the details until they can actually submit. And then once they've submitted and they get the approval to move forward, we'll be supporting those businesses in the first year to help them stand up their operations.
So how does the state benefit from this Cannabis Training Academy?
Yeah, the state benefits because they're going to be able to have a lot more businesses independently owned that are able to provide applications that are going to be sound and be able to help people understand. There's a lot of there are a lot of predatory people
Oh,
that
yeah.
are trying to take advantage of a lot of individuals that are going through the application process. So we especially want to be able to help those individuals understand, what does the management service agreement look like? How do you know that you're not being taken advantage of? When someone is, offering to be a financial partner, how do you make sure that those individuals are going to be sound and not take advantage of your business, or not, suddenly you're not signing something that your business is taken away from you and you didn't know how or why.
Yeah, I know. I think we were in touch with New York, and maybe it was you folks that put us in touch with them. They have some sort of fraud prevention commission that's working on exactly what you said, training, um, you know, licensees and those who are getting licensed to beware of all the predators out there. So,
Well, and the CRC has put in some really good language to be able to, keep an eye on things and make sure that people aren't taken advantage of. But, the biggest thing is we want people to know that, listen, there are just a lot of people that we've run into, hearing people say, oh yeah, well, I went to look at this particular lease and someone said, well, you have to do profit sharing, or you need you need to give me a percentage of your profits. Like, no, that's not true. you know.
that's bad. There's always bad actors. So who's going to be teaching these? I guess the right term is students. And what will the student journey look like?
Sure. Well, the student journey is going to be about 10 levels. And so
Wow.
it's important to also let people know what this is not. It is not going to be a cohort. This is this is virtual, this is on demand. So anybody 24/7 can just decide, hey, I think I really want to pursue licensure. And they'll be able to register in the academy. So if if you decide tomorrow, wow, I think I want to open a dispensary, then what we're going to do is still have the entire education open for you. And then we'll have live mentoring question and answer sessions every couple of weeks so that you can get your own individual questions answered. Or
Okay.
you might be interested in cultivation. The application process, again, is still very similar, but there are a couple of things that cultivators are going to have to pay attention to. So then we'll have a mentor that is really well versed in the world of cultivation to be able to help out.
So who's going to be teaching the students?
We are extremely fortunate that we've been able to connect with the cannabis community in New Jersey and in some places around the country, but especially the people in New Jersey have been incredibly generous. And so the people in this program that are going to be the instructors and the mentors are in the cannabis industry, have been consulting
Uh,
to the cannabis industry or working in the industry. More importantly, they've gone through the application process, because we're teaching to the application.
right.
We're not teaching about the plant. We're not teaching how to grow the plant. We're not teaching about the cannabinoid system. All of that is available elsewhere, but to actually go through the application step by step, that's what we're focused on.
And I know a long time ago, or maybe it wasn't that long ago, we had spoken about like something along the lines of CPAs offering account accounting in the cannabis industry, assistance and so on for people who are doing this. But this particular program does not get into running the business or anything like that. It's just the licensure aspect, right?
Well, it's a licensure aspect, but within that licensure process, there's a lot that's really important when it comes to financial knowledge
Okay.
and accounting. And so it's really important to make sure that, because it's highly regulated. All right. And so we're going to need people that are going to be able to talk about 280E and what
Um,
that is. We're going to
got it.
need people who can talk about, what does it mean that New Jersey decoupled from 280E? Does that mean that I have, certain deductions? What does a good management agreement look like? What is a letter of intent? So attorneys and accountants are going to be incredibly important. And we know that some of your members are really ahead of the curve in working with the application, working with applicants. And so when it comes to that process, and right now, again, we're putting things in place so that we'll have an application and an interview process for everybody, because we want to be transparent and make sure that everybody has a chance.
So in what ways, how are you going to promote this academy?
We're going to work with the community of people that we've met, and they're going to help get the word out. We'll do some publicity, we'll do social media, and a lot of education and outreach to let people know this is here.
Okay. Is there anything that our members, CPAs, can do? Is there any way they can play a role in this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing is for them to get educated themselves. If they have not been working in the cannabis industry, they need to really be getting involved and talking with some of your other members who are really experts, because being a regular accountant doing regular things every day for all the other industries, and even if you've worked with casinos or liquor stores, this is still different.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so really being able to make sure that they're able to give that advice, because they've already helped a company go through their application and make sure that all the I's were dotted, the T's were crossed, it was submitted and successful. That's a really big piece.
What do you think our members should know about this new sector?
I think that they really need to understand cannabis and the industry and how it operates differently. And they need to really just be able to take their time. And if they don't know, say, I don't know, but let me find somebody who does. And
Got it.
sometimes that can be really hard
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
used to having all of the answers. And we
Right.
know that, the market is evolving. We're working with licensing applicants to, get everything together and launch. And for us, Jeff, it's really about making sure that all of these individuals have a sustainable business. So it's not
Right.
a quick fix. It's not a quick buck. It's really, you're in it for the long haul. There are going to be trials and tribulations, not only the way that you typically open up a business, but also with the challenges in the cannabis industry. And, I was reading an article recently that featured Stacey Udell and Todd Polnick, and
Right.
they were talking about LMK and how that stands for land, money, and knowledge.
Mm,
And those are some of the challenges. The accountants need to know that finding a property in a municipality that has opted in is really important.
right.
How do you help them find affordable, properly zoned locations, right? And then just finding investors beyond friends and family. It requires a lot of outreach and education. How do you turn your business plan into a pitch deck to actually talk to people? Accountants can totally help with that. And then where we're going to be helping is giving people the knowledge to educate applicants on how to put together the critical pieces that they need. So we stand on the pillars of educate, empower, and establish. To educate the applicants, to empower them with the knowledge they need so that they can establish a successful, sustainable business.
Now, there's certainly a lot to this. This is not like opening up your typical business, which, like you said, is hard enough. Do you foresee that there might be a time when this program would be open to like any small business owner who doesn't come from an underrepresented group or is not in, a special zone? Are there already, for-profit places out there that are teaching people this? Because this is really complicated.
Well, there are a lot of individual consultants, there are law firms, there are accounting firms that
Okay.
are helping people through the process, there are technical writers. So there are a lot of private resources. This resource is paid for out of the taxes paid on cannabis sales. So it's not individual tax dollars that you're just paying every year. It's very specific. And it's very specific to really work with the specific populations and categories of social equity, legacy, impact zone, micro businesses, and diverse owned businesses. So if you don't, and part of the process is we help you decide and figure out which category you're in, because even that, I'm just saying terms, but there are definitions in the law and in the regulations that help
Wow.
you determine which category are you. So you have to go through all of that to get into the program. So this program will always be centered just for cannabis applicants who are going through the New Jersey licensing process.
So how is the cannabis industry doing in New Jersey so far? It's been legal for what, 2 or 3 years in the first stores?
Well,
Uh,
it's had medical for a long
right,
time,
right,
and then
right.
we've just been a year in recreational. So, but that's a little bit of a loaded question about how is it doing, because it's a big question and the answer depends on who you ask, right? There are people trying to apply, people opening their doors, or there's, the CRC, the Cannabis Regulatory Commission. So what we're encouraged about is that we're seeing more independently owned adult use cannabis operators actually opening their doors. And
Okay,
that
good.
is we're so excited, and we can't wait to be able to open our doors to help more of the independently owned operators get in, apply for their license, and be able to serve them.
So Penny, before we end, can you give us a brief overview of the services that the Business Action Center offers?
Yeah, sure. So Melanie Willoughby is our rock star executive director of the New Jersey Business Action Center. You can Google her and see all the amazing things that she has done in New Jersey and the way that she serves New Jersey. And the Business Action Center really prides itself on there is no wrong door. It has been around in one way, shape, or form for the last 40 years in state government, connecting businesses of all sizes with the resources that they need to grow and thrive. And we work with a lot of people that will call up on behalf of their clients and say, and ask us a question about something or another, and then they'll get to go and charge for whatever the answer was that we gave them for
Yes,
free, which is totally
I've heard
fine.
about that. Yeah, yeah. Well, and
So
I know I've heard Melanie describe it as it's kind of like you, you are the advocate for the business within the governmental system.
we are.
Um,
We're an absolute advocate for business. We're dedicated to solving problems and creating opportunities where we can to get past any blocks or barriers that someone might be experiencing. We help every day, all the time, to help businesses get certified, to understand where to find funding, to be able to, you asked about general business courses before. We help fund something called the Small Business Development Centers, and they are funded by the SBA as well as the New Jersey Business Action Center. And so there are folks there that will also be able to help. We also help people with everything from, how do you create a legal entity, a business registration? Sometimes people
uh,
when they're starting and they're bootstrapping, they may not be hiring an accountant right away, right? So we'll be able to help them and be able to figure out how to become certified to be able to do business with the state, in the state of New Jersey, or with the state. So business certifications, registrations, business names, EIN numbers, all of these things we can help out with, and people can call us at 1-800-JERSEY-7, and these will be in the slide deck show notes. And so they can, or we also have a live chat. And so the live chat is at business.nj.gov. And they can also go to the New Jersey Business Action Center website, and there's a little menu item that says cannabis training. And you can also get on our list so that we can send updates to you as we have them around the Cannabis Training Academy.
well, Penny, thanks again for joining us today. And I hope to have you back again one day. We can talk about another subject, another way that NJ Back is helping New Jerseyans.
Well, and I appreciate that because, we do have business advocates. We have an Office of Small Business Advocacy. We help with export promotion. We have someone that's helping with municipal revitalization. We have the Office of Planning and are just really involved in so many ways at the local level. So we would absolutely appreciate that opportunity, Jeff. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about. How many different things you folks offer is just incredible. Well, thank you very much, and we will hopefully see you soon.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Thanks so much, Jeff.
Thanks for listening and watching. You can learn more about the Cannabis Training Academy and other New Jersey Business Action Center services by visiting nj.gov/state/BAC or by calling 1-800-JERSEY-7. And be sure to attend the NJCPA's third annual Cannabis Conference, which is being held on August 2nd. This virtual conference will take place from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you can register at njcpa.org/conferences.